Hello, basketball fans. I'm Tom Smith. I'm here with Marcus Gibson at Morris Pollard Gymnasium, Speedway High School, for tonight's basketball game between the Speedway Sparkplugs and the International Gryphons. Marcus, a couple questions about school first. Talk to me about the classes you take here at Speedway High School.
Well, first period I take trigonometry and finite. That's the first period. Second period would be anatomy. Third, that would be English. Fourth, that would be then that would be economics. That would be the fourth period. Fifth period, that would be choir. Sixth period would be gym, and then seventh period would be government.
Do you have a favorite teacher in the group?
Well, I don't have my favorite teacher, but his name is Mr. Kurtz. That's one of my favorite teachers out of the whole school.
Okay, good for you.
Yep.
And I will say this, you mentioned choir, and I've come to some things that choir's done this year, and you've got a nice voice. Among other things, I hope you enjoy that class because you've got a nice voice.
Yeah.
One of the things I want to ask you about, in addition to your class, is you've been involved in athletics here at Speedway High School. You were an outstanding football player. Your role in basketball has been different than what it was in football.
Yeah.
Spring, do you run track?
Yes, I run track.
Okay. Tell me something that you've learned in one of the sports or all three of the sports that you think will help benefit you as a man growing up. Things you've learned, you say this is kind of a life lesson, not just a sports lesson that I've learned.
Well, sports has taught me to persevere. That's a key word that comes to mind, and it's bestowed upon me, and it's just something that I have to do in life, and sports has really taught me to do that.
Well, that's a great answer, a great answer. If I were to ask you your greatest memory in football, in your career here in football, what would you say this kind of sticks out as something that made it worthwhile?
Well, my teammates, I really loved them, but really, I guess hitting people, it's kind of hard. It's kind of, I have a lot of memories of hitting people.
That's what football is.
Yeah, so just playing the game.
Yeah.
I just love playing the game. I'm gonna miss it because it's my last year.
Yeah. Well, what are your plans next year? When you graduate in May and walk across that stage, what's next?
Well, I do want to play. I want to play football in college, obviously. Trying to go to Ohio Wesleyan, and also I want to take my studies to, going in the medical field, possibly even going into sports medicine.
Okay.
And that's one of the key things that I want to do in life.
So you've kind of maybe answered the next question I want to ask you. If 5 years from now, 10 years from now, what do you see? A lot of people change during the course, so what you say now may not be what actually happens. I thought I was going to be a dentist, and I ended up a school teacher. So, what would you say right now? This is where I want to head.
Yeah, really, I just want to become an athletic trainer or something in the medical field to help people. I love helping people. I really care for a lot of people, and that's what I want to do.
Last question: you have brothers, sisters?
Yeah, I have 6 of them. Yeah, I'm the oldest out of all of them.
So you got some responsibilities at home sometimes, probably, that some other high school students don't have.
Yeah, and I take care of my dad too. I just do what I got to do for my family.
Yeah, well, that's great for you, and speaks highly of you as well. Got a basketball game tonight, senior year, last game of the year. I know you and the other 3 seniors on the team are in the starting lineup, so hopefully you guys will jump off to a good start against the Gryphons and lead to a victory for the Sparkplugs.
Yeah, we need to get this done.
Thanks for coming up and visiting with us. We appreciate it. We'll be right back with our interview with Coach Bennett.
Welcome back to Pollard Gymnasium for tonight's game between International and Speedway. Here at the halftime of the JV game, talking to Coach Chuck Bennett. Coach, let's go back to last weekend. We didn't have a Saturday night game, but we went down to Lutheran, who I believe is 4 or 5-1 in the conference.
5-1 down in the conference,
and lost a tough 52-46 decision. Talk a little bit about that game.
Well, it was back-to-back night after we beat Western Boone on that Thursday night in overtime. We came out a little bit flat. We had some trouble early on, but the main thing that caught us last week were turnovers. We've talked to our kids, and we've tried to hammer this point home. In order for our kids to really have a legitimate shot to win a game, we need to have 10 or less turnovers. We had 15. That's 5 possessions that we didn't score on, 5 possessions that they had a chance to score on in a 6-point game. We also did not shoot free throws very well, which we had been doing at a great pace here lately. And we gave up 12 offensive rebounds, and we always say 10 or less. And offensive rebounds is just an extra possession for a team. It's almost as bad as a turnover. So those things were there, but despite all of that, to have a close game on the road against a team that is probably going to finish second in the conference. In fact, if they would win tonight, they play Monrovia tonight, they'd share second place with Monrovia too, and Monrovia is not a bad team at all. So, and Beech Grove only had a 1-point win the other night over Ritter in the conference. I think Beech Grove's got Triton Central left tonight, and if they win, they'll win it outright. But so you don't ever want to lose, and I think hopefully though we'll gain experience, valuable experience, because you got to play back-to-back games to win the sectional. So,
sure.
And against tough opponents too, and on the road. So
sure. You mentioned free throw shooting. I was noticing here from the stats, we have 4 players shooting over 70% from the line this year. As a team, we're almost 70%, which high school team pretty good.
Yeah. Well, one of our team goals is to shoot 70% or above from the line. Early on, we didn't start very well, but lately, I think it might have been the Shortridge game where we shot 20 free throws, and we're, I think, 18 to 20, and you said about a different way to score. And our kids have been going the basket hard now, and also been aggressive on our dribble drive offense, so we've gotten the bonus early too. And to their credit, Reese Walker, prior to I think it was the Western Boone game where he was 5 for 10. We still won. He'd actually made 45 free throws in a row in game situations. So over the course of 4 games. So he was shooting very well as well. So so that's something that our kids have done a real nice job on as well.
Good. Well, let's talk now about a little bit tonight, the international team coming in. We talked about when we played Shortridge in Lebanon, the rich tournament history of those schools and how long they've been around. And International comes in, have only been in the IHSA tournament, I think, since 2005. But they come in with a schedule that's not nearly as difficult as ours, but a pretty nice basketball team. Tell us what to look for.
Well, they have 9-7 records, so definitely a good team. As you said, their strength of schedule's probably not as strong as ours, but they have 2 tremendous players. One is a kid named Thomas, number 4, probably one of the best athletes that we'll see playing anywhere. He's a junior. He's already scored over 1,100 points.
Oh, wow.
And so definitely aggressive, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Reese does against him and our whole team, in fact. But he makes them go. He is emotional, so we'll see how that pans out. And then number 3, Barents, I believe is his name, and he's their second best player, kind of their second offensive weapon. And then they've got some nice little role players. They are young. They have no seniors. 2 of the kids that they're starting this year weren't around last year because we played them last year. So just something different. Where I think they're figuring some things out too. But again, they're young, and but they play extremely hard. We went to watch them play Greenwood Christian, who's number 1 in the state in 1A, and for 3 quarters they gave them everything they wanted. So I think tonight they're very athletic. It's going to be a battle of, okay, can we do simple things? Don't turn the ball over, make sure we rebound, execute offensively. I know that sounds cliched, but if we do that well, I think we'll come out with a win.
Good, good. Well, let's go one more question, and I know this is the last home game of the season. We're honoring all the seniors who have done a lot. I know Mr. Smith talked to Marcus Gibson before the game. And it was a great interview. We've talked with the other seniors. But Sunday is the sectional draw, and we're a little bit different situation this year. We've moved up from Class 2A to 3A. And I'm looking here at the sectional teams, Greencastle, Edgewood, Shortridge, Indian Creek, as far as the sites. Tell us a little bit about our sectional, where we play. We don't know yet when we're going to play. Obviously, that's Sunday.
We do not know when we play. Draw is this coming Sunday at 5. The host is going to be Indian Creek, though, which is going to be good. They have a great setup down there. If you've never been to their gym, it's kind of like a mini. If you've been to Connersville, it's like that, sunken down the ground, seats about 2,000. If you come out, their FFA serves ice cream, soft serve ice cream that's out of this world.
I remember.
And I would say right now they're probably the favorite along with Beech Grove going into it, just because Indian Creek's record. I think they're 13-6 now, and so again, their strength of schedule is not quite as strong, but they played good teams. And Beech Grove, obviously, we know about. They won it last year, and then also Ritter's in that sectional, and then Washington, who was in our sectional last year, 2A, they've also bumped up. And then Heron, who's been 3A for the last few years, they were actually for the past couple of years out at Danville, Tri-West, so they're there. So those are 6 teams that are quality teams. And we really feel like if we can get on a roll here last 2 games, we got a real shot to go in there and hopefully make a little noise.
You know, one last thing, if I remember correctly, 2002, the first run of the state championship started at Indian Creek High School, if I remember correctly.
That is correct. So
and
yes.
we have played some pretty good basketball in that gym over the years.
Yes, we have, and like I said, it's a great gym to shoot in.
Yeah.
It's a great, and it's going to be a great atmosphere because everyone will show up, and especially with Indian Creek being good. So, yeah, it's a good start off, and we've talked to our kids too about again the strength of our schedule, and we've been really close where we're possessions away from having a better record, which obviously you want, but when we also won our first string in 2012 of 3 in a row, going into that tournament, we were actually 6-13. Went out and won the sectional 2 games and won a game in the regional and ended up with 9 wins. So talked to our kids about trying to get to that 6 wins, and then whatever happens in the tournament happens. So
absolutely.
Exciting time.
Well, we're looking forward to the draw on Sunday, but we're more looking forward to the game tonight. We will talk to you after the game.
Great.
We'll be back in a little bit with the lineups to tonight's game and play-by-play.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, Speedway High School and its athletic department would like to recognize our senior basketball players and their escorts. Seniors, on behalf of Speedway High School and the athletic department, thank you for your years of dedication to the Speedway basketball program. It is our hope that the valuable lessons you have learned while participating in education-based athletics will serve you well as your adult years unfold. Best of luck always, and remember, once a Sparkplug, always a Sparkplug. To the family members of our seniors, thank you for your time, talents, and treasures you have provided your special senior in an effort to provide our outstanding experiences for all the members of the program. Prior to starting tonight's ceremony, the Speedway High School Athletic Department would like to thank Toland's Florist on Main Street in Speedway for providing tonight's flowers. Tonight's first senior to be recognized is Cassie Arnell. Cassie is being escorted by her sister Jordan. She has been a cheerleader for 2 years here at Speedway. Other activities include National Honor Society, hiking club, and her future plans are to study psychology at Indiana University in Bloomington. Cassie Arnell. Our next cheerleader is Jasmine Davis. She is being escorted by her grandmother Helen, her mom Jenny, her dad Joe, Jordan, and Joey, her sisters. She has been a cheerleader for 4 years. Other Speedway High School sports include track and field. Other activities are Summer Sunrise Singers, FCA, and choir. Her future plans are to study mathematics and education at IUPUI. Cheerleader Jasmine Davis. Our next cheerleader is Carrie-Ann DeBow. She is being escorted by her mother, Tiffany, her dad, Zach, sisters, Kaylin, and brother, Zachary. She has been a cheerleader for 4 years. Other sports include track and field, and other high school activities she has participated in, the marching band. Her future plans are to continue dental assisting at Ivy Tech. Carrie-Ann DeBow. Our first basketball player is number 20, Elvin Camacho. He is being escorted by his father, Elvin Camacho, Melvin Cordova, a family friend. He has played basketball for 2 years, and he has also played football for the high school. His future plans are undecided at this time. Number 20, Elvin Camacho. Next up, number 30, Jevin Ruffin. Jevin is being escorted by Jason and Jessica Ruffin, his parents, and Jasmine Ruffin, his sister. He has played basketball for 4 years, and he's also played football here at Speedway High School. Other activities include FCA, National Honor Society, and athletic leadership team. His plans for the future to attend Kelly School of Business at IUPUI to study finance. Number 30, Jevin Ruffin. Number 34, Zeke Perez. He's being escorted by his father, Deo Henez, Uncle Jose, sister Joe Hedez, family friend Kramer. He has played basketball for 4 years. Other sports include football and baseball. Other activities are the Spanish Club, Key Club, and Multicultural Club. His future plans are to study business administration at an undecided school. Number 34, Zeke Perez. Next, we have number 55, Marcus Gibson. Marcus is being escorted by mother Kiana Cox, father Marcus Gibson Sr., sister Asia, uncles Damon and Charles, and Coach Ray. He has played basketball for 4 years. He has also participated in football and track, and both of those for 4 years. Other activities include choir and musical. His future plans are to study sports medicine at an undecided school. Number 55, Marcus Gibson. Once again, good luck to our seniors for the remainder of the season, the remainder of your senior year in whatever life after high school sends your way. Let's give all the seniors and their escorts one more round of support. Congratulations to all, and thank you for your time.
Tonight's an important game for the Sparkplugs. They need to get a victory, but once again, we're height-wise at a severe disadvantage in the game. Talk to us a little bit about what Coach Bennett expects from the Gryphons.
Like recent weeks we've played Lebanon and short range, and I talked about their basketball tradition, especially in the tournament. International, a relative newcomer to IHSA. They've only been at school since 2005. In their tournament history, they've only won 5 tournament games. However, this team, I know they're excited about them. They're 9-7. We've shared 3 common opponents. We both have lost to Park Tudor and Lutheran. We defeated Shortridge. They lost to Shortridge. Their schedule's not as good as ours, I don't think, but they have played a couple of very good basketball teams. LaPorte Loudon-Muir, they played Greenwood Christian. As you said, they're 9-7. I think International, Coach Bennett thinks International wants to get up and down the floor. They're very athletic. They have one very good player. I think it's a sophomore. In traditional Coach Bennett's sayings is we got to take care of the basketball. I think he feels if we can keep the turnovers down below 10, we basically can play without anybody that we got remaining on our schedule, including the sectional teams. The rebounding and turnovers are going to be key in this game. I don't think we want to go up and down with them, but we do want to choose our spots to run. Coach Bennett mentioned our free throw shooting at Lutheran was not very good. However, I was looking over the stats, we have 4 players shooting over 70%. So that was really kind of an oddity that would happen. And he also mentioned that Reese Walker over a 4-game span, he had 45 consecutive free throws, which is really good. So, but you mentioned this is we end up next week at Triton Central, another team that we should be competitive with, and to be able to get these 2 wins, if we could, would be very big for our team to go into sectional with 6. So we can't play next week before tonight. I realize that, but this is a big game for us.
I think Coach Bennett, from talking to him throughout the year, really likes this team. He likes this bunch of kids. We've talked all year and lamented the fact that we don't have any size. I think for the most part in many of the games, we have fought hard and would not be out-rebounded as much as you might think we would have, because our kids do a pretty good job of blocking out. But as you said, turnovers, I think we're averaging about 14 a game, and we've got to take care of the basketball, and hopefully if we can set the tempo of not going up and down the floor and slow things down, We've been pretty successful the last few games on our offense, being real patient with our offense, one of which was a 83 to 81 game, which doesn't sound like you're very patient on offense, but we ended up with a lot of good shots against Western Boone in that victory.
You know, every year when the season starts, your goal is pretty simple. You want to see a lot of different styles throughout the year, which we've had. We've seen pressing teams, we've seen zone teams, we've seen man-to-man teams. And you want to be a better basketball team at the end of the year than you were at the beginning. And this team, in my mind, has come light years from the first game of the season till right now. Our best basketball, maybe other than the Covenant Christian game, has been played in the last 7 or 8 games. We've played very well, very competitive basketball, we'll put it that way. So let's just hope we can take one more step towards that.
Well, I think you made a good point. I think one of the things years and years ago, my high school coach, Morris Pollard here, always said that he believed that one of the measures of both his kids and his coaching style was, did we improve? He was always looking at where we were at the beginning of the year till the end of the year. And I totally agree with you and what you said about this team. This team has gotten better, and they played better toward the end of the year because they have improved. Every player you talk to talks about how hard they work in practice and working to get better, and that's the job of the coaching staff, but you got to have players willing to do that.
And sometimes too on senior nights, you never know what to expect. And I've seen sometimes you get over emotional and you do things that you're not normally used to doing. Other times, teams come together knowing that this is the last time they're going to perform on this court. We don't host a sectional this year, so this will be it for our seniors. So it'll be interesting to see how we come out.
Prior to the game, I talked to Coach Adams, and I told him, I said, our kids are not big, but they work hard and play hard. And he said, excuse me, he said, our situation is just a different. We're tall, but this has been a real struggle to get these kids to work hard in practice. So let's turn now to the national anthem.
Performed this evening by the Speedway High School Band under the direction of Amy Moll.
The restrooms are located on the second level of the gym behind the American flag and also on the first level of the school in the hallway opposite the T benches. The concession stand is open and located on the second level of...
Once again, Coach, looking for a good game from the Sparkplugs. They'll start 4 seniors. Seniors thinking about all 4 seniors. They all 4 played football, which I hadn't realized until just now. But all good kids. They've done a great job in interviews up here, and parents got to be proud of them.
Starting lineups. First for International. Starting at 1 guard, number 3, Michaela Barnett. At guard number 4, Jaden Thomas.
Once again, Michele Barantes at the guard. He's our second leading scorer at 18 points a game. Jalen Thomas, number 4, a 6'4" junior, averaging 20 a game. So keep your eye on number 4 during the game. Number 11, Rune Carpenter-Jones. Number 11, and Jameer Jackson, 5'10" sophomore. Number 21 is in the starting lineup once again. So a significant height advantage for the Gryphons. Sparkplug starting lineup once again will be 4 seniors and junior Drew Valentine.
You know, Tom, you talked about what the coach said about his team not working hard. Sometimes when you don't have that senior leadership, you have nobody to look up to. You don't have anybody that's been through the wars. You don't have anybody to look up to that when things go sour, they know how to respond. When you got a team without any seniors, that can happen. And but from their standpoint, they hope they grow and mature, and another year to be a very good basketball team.
And forward, number 55, Marcus Gibson.
Once again, Drew Valentine, the leading scorer for the Sparkplugs. Marcus Gibson getting his first start of the year tonight. As we've said before, great football player.
Yeah.
Tonight's officials are here.
And in his interview tonight, I said, you know, what did you learn about, he said perseverance, but his best memory of football is I just like hitting people. And he said, I hope that doesn't sound too bad that I just like in football.
I think that's kind of a necessary skill if you're going to be a good football player. And he was.
You know, along those lines, and I'll knock on wood as I say this, talking about hitting people. Here at Speedway High School, I asked Luke Zartman the other day, how many fights have you had at school this year? And he said 0. He knocked on wood at the same time.
Wow.
You hope it doesn't happen, but that's pretty amazing for a mixture of kids, of 500 kids in the school. And Sparkplugs get the tip. Start with Drew Valentine with the ball. Elvin Camacho now with the ball. Their leading percentage-wise three-point shooter. Perez on the drive, and he's fouled by Javi Turlobel.
Foul number 5, Javier Turlobel. At the line for Speedway, number 34,
Zeke Perez, who's our leading free throw percentage shooter. Shooting 78% from the free throw line. I knew I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, you look at our shooting percentages. 39% from three-point line, almost 70% from the free throw line. That's not bad for a high school team.
So we missed the first 2 free throws. Jalen Thomas on the shot, no good. Rebound by Jevin Ruffin. I'd say just from less than a minute into the game, the Gryphons look like they're going to take chances on defense. Most teams that like to get out and run typically aren't as dedicated to the defensive end of the floor as they are the offensive end. Marcus Gibson with a jump shot misses. Jaden Thomas with the ball. Turnover by the Gryphons. Camacho gets it to Gibson, and he's too far into the basket. Turnover for the Plugs. Rune Carpenter-Jones with the ball against the Sparkplugs 2-3 zone. Ball now in the hands of Jameer Jackson. Over to Thomas. 3-point shot attempt by Michele Barantes. Another turnover for the Plugs.
I think Drew thought he got nudged a little bit by number 5, and Fishel didn't see it that way.
Ball goes into Jaden Thomas. Drive. Bank shot misses. Rebound comes down to 21, Jameer Jackson, who misses. Another turnover for the Sparkplugs from Camacho. Jackson Thomas scores. The Gryphons take a 2-0 lead. We talked about turnovers, and Sparkplugs have had 3 or 4 already in this first quarter. Camacho's 3-point shot attempt is short, but the Gryphons turn it over. So we've had a turnover fest here in the first 2 minutes, Coach.
We have a lot of UFOs flying around the floor tonight. Our last turnover was such that you can't dribble the ball over the 10-second line and get caught in the corner. That's not a very good place to pick up your dribble.
Yeah. Jevin Ruffin is going to go to the line for 2. I believe the foul was on Jackson.
Foul on number 21.
Correct. Jameer Jackson with his first, team second.
Evan Ruffin, number 30 at the line for the Plugs.
Wait.
Entering the game, number 22,
Ruffin scores the Sparkplugs' first point.
Number 24, Reese Walker.
Carson Harrison and Reese Walker enter the lineup for the Sparkplugs, replacing Marcus Gibson and Elvin Camacho. Ruffin hits the second free throw, and we've got a tie score at 2. Javi Turlo-Bell, bad pass that came right back in his hands. Carson Harrison for 3 for the Sparkplugs, and they have their first lead of the game. Jaden Thomas comes back on the drive, stolen. Drew Valentine on the drive.
Nice pass.
And he hits it. For a 5'7" kid, he's not afraid to wade into the taller trees. Javi Turlo-Bell on the drive. And there's going to be a foul on the Sparkplugs. Turlo-Bell will shoot 2.
This from the first 3 minutes. This is not a prediction, but if we put our minds to it, I believe we're going to be able to take some charging fouls tonight. At least 4 or 5 times so far, the Gryphons have just dribbled down the lane, sometimes out of control. And I think all we got to do is step in, and we're going to be able to draw some charges.
Javi Turlo-Bell misses his first free throw. Hits his second of 2 free throws, and the score now is Speedway 7, International 5.
Okay, again, Tom, I don't think we want to pull dribbles up that close to the sideline. Sideline is an extra defensive player, and there's not too many places you can go.
Set play for Drew Valentine, 3-point shot attempt a little long. On the rebound, number 3, Michele Barantes. Jaden Thomas on the jump shot, no good. Rebound, Jameer Jackson, and he puts it in.
Jameer Jackson for 2.
So we've got a tie score, 4:20 left in this first quarter, 7-7. Nice drive. Travel called against Carson Harrison. Speedway in a 2-3 zone.
Oh, wow. Basket number 5, Javier Turlo-Bell.
Defensive mistake there leads to a 2-point field goal by the Gryphons, and they lead 9-7. Reese Walker on the shot, a little short. Gryphons come up with a rebound. Barantes on the drive.
Fouls on Speedway, number 22, Carson Harrison.
Carson Harrison, his second.
Team
second foul.
For International.
Shaylee Barantes at the line for his first opportunity to score. He's averaging 18 points a game on the year. Hits the first of 2 free throws. And the second. Gryphons now with a 4-point lead. Bad pass from Zeke Perez. Nate Metallic will replace Zeke Perez. Metallic, a 6-foot freshman, number 40. The Plugs trail by 4. We're going to have a foul on Jevin Ruffin.
Fouls on Speedway, number 40, Nate Metallic. Jaden Thomas at the line, shooting 2.
Jaden Thomas goes to the line. Hits the first for his 3rd point on the night. Now we're going to have a foul on number 5, Javier Turlobel. That's his second.
Foul number 5, Javier Turlobel.
International man-man defense. An errant pass leads to a layup by Jaden Thomas, and that's his 5th point.
That's 10 points in a row for the Gryphons, and about half of those at least have come courtesy of some turnovers on our end. You know, we got beat by 6 at Lutheran. Coach was talking about the fact the number of turnovers we had. If a team shoots 40%, you know, and you hand the ball over 6 or 7 times more than what you want to, that's a difference in 6 points. And it's easy to say, a lot of teams go through that, but we've been a little bit more careless tonight than we have been in the past.
The Gryphons are kind of jumping, playing taking some chances defensively. Yep. Another bad pass by the Sparkplugs is going to lead to a run out. 21, Jameer Jackson scores his 4th point. 12 straight points. Nate Metallic misses the layup. Jaden Thomas for 3, and that's good.
Jaden Thomas.
That's his 8th point of the first quarter. 15 points in a row.
15 consecutive points, and it doesn't take a real genius to figure out we're playing their game right now. We're rushing on offense. You said they're taking some chances, and we're kind of succumbing to that. It's not a lot of pressure, but we're trying to go too fast. You know, in baseball, the saying is walks will haunt. In basketball, turnovers will haunt, and they've haunted us for 15 in a row here.
started out as a pretty good start, and a 7-4 lead has more than disappeared.
Yep.
Gryphons with a 19-7 lead. Several of their field goals have been layups. Camacho with the drive, and he's fouled.
Jaden Thomas on the foul.
And that foul's on Jaden Thomas, his first. Delvin Camacho at the line for the Sparkplugs. Camacho's only shot one free throw all year long.
We were talking about that before the game.
Misses the first. Need to get off that 7 number. We've been on there for a long time.
7's not been the lucky 7 for us in the first quarter.
Camacho misses second. Plugs are 2 for 6 from the free throw line to start the game. Drew Valentine with a steal, and we're going to have a foul. Number 3, Shayla Barantes. And that's the 5th foul on the Gryphons. Camacho for 3 and banks in a 3.
Camacho for 3.
We said earlier the leading percentage-wise 3-point shooter the Plugs have.
We've had some real breakdowns defensively.
Yes, and it's always been in the same place from different players. Nate Metallic on the miss. Speedway now going to a man-to-man defense. 21-10. 30 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
Fouls on number 11, Ruben Carpenter-Jones.
Foul number 11, Rune Carpenter-Jones, the 6th foul on the Gryphons. Plugs will get the ball back with a chance to score. Cut it to single digits. Camacho for 3, and it's good.
Camacho for 3. Assist
He's
by
got 6
Valentine.
points. Missed field goal by 21 Jameer Jackson at the quarter, and so the end of the first quarter, the score, Sparkplugs 13, International Gryphons 21.
You had mentioned the fact that we scored 83 points against Lebanon and an 83-81, not against Lebanon, sorry, Western Boone. But that's really not, on the season, that's not been our style. And those are a couple of big three-pointers we hit here at the end of this quarter. This game really is not the way we want to play, I don't believe. It'll be hard for us to score 80 points again and beat teams. We got to be a little bit more patient. I know I'm in the huddle right now. Coach Ben's got to be talking about, guys, we got to cut down on turnovers. That's the biggest thing. We've had a couple
turnovers and easy layups.
Yeah, we've had a couple of those baskets in international score. If this is football, those have been touchdowns. And that's how wide open some of this. And that's unusual. Defensively, we've been pretty solid most of the year.
And kind of our staple defense has been man-to-man, and that's what he's gone back to.
And sometimes that's just a communication or a lack of communication thing. Yep.
We're going to have a foul on 21, Jameer Jackson. That's his second.
Number 21, Jameer Jackson.
Javin Ruffin is going to go to the line as we're now in the 1-on-1.
Wow, could be big.
Javin Ruffin at the line shooting bonus for Speedway.
So the Gryphons have 2 players with 2 fouls. Javi Turlabel, number 5, and 21, Jameer Jackson. Javin Ruffin gets the first one to roll in. Second of the 1-and-1. He scores that. Ruffin 4 for 4 from the free throw line on the night. Jaden Thomas for 3 from the corner. And that's his 11th point of the night already. Zeke Perez around and out. Drew Valentine with the steal.
Oh, nice drive.
Drew Valentine with the basket.
And that's his 4th point on the night. Nice fake like he was going to
Nice
pass
fake
it.
wraparound pass.
Yep.
Very nice play.
Speedway.
Right now, I believe we're in a little bit of what they would call a junk defense.
That's going to be Turlabel's 3rd foul.
Foul number 5, Turlabel.
Javin Ruffin will go to the line again.
Against the line for Speedway. The bonus.
13, Devin Klabuski.
13 in the game.
6-foot sophomore comes into the lineup. So for the rest of this quarter, probably, we're going to see Turlabel, a 6'4 junior, on the bench. Javin misses his first free throw of the night. 24-17.
I think we're in a, correct me, I believe we're in a triangle and 2 defense right now. So as you're watching, we're man-to-man guarding 2 of their players, and the other 3 are in a little triangle inside the lane. Triangle defense was played a lot by Digger Phelps when he was head coach at Notre Dame and had a lot of success with it.
Now I believe we're straight man-to-man because the out of bounds on the side.
Good box out.
Thomas with the missed 3-point attempt. Reese Walker on the
Nice
drive.
basket.
Reese Walker for 2.
Left-handed shot. Great shot by Reese Walker. It's
32nd
24-19.
timeout taken by Speedway.
You know, for the, I don't want to say the negative comments I made, but the turnover issue we had, we're 5 points down. This team, we have gutted this out and got ourselves back in the basketball game.
So for the most part, you talked about it before the game. We've done a great job boxing out down here. Their points have not come on second and third chance opportunities. They've come on breakaways. And Jaden Thomas with 2 3-pointers. Elvin Camacho with 2 for the Sparkplugs. Speedway with a little full court man-to-man press. Jameer Jackson brings the ball down, sets up the offense for the Gryphons. Back to Jaden Thomas. That's going to be a charge on Jaden Thomas, and that's his 2nd foul.
That's a big foul.
Foul number 4, Jaden Thomas.
You mentioned earlier the opportunities that are going to exist for that kind of play, and Javin Ruffin, a nice defensive play that takes the charge. There's no doubt on the call. Camacho with a three, no good. Jaden Thomas comes down with a rebound. Shot comes up short. Jameer Jackson with the offensive rebound. Three-pointer by Jackson, no good. Jevin Ruffin with a good box out. Plugs come down the floor with the ball. Camacho for three out of the corner, no good. Jacob Zumsky with the ball, just entered the game. Jaden Thomas with the ball. Jackson, Zumsky, misses. The spark plug ball. Nate Metallic into the game for Elvin Camacho. .428 left in this first half. Plug still trailed 24-19. Chance to cut into that margin. Now looks like a little 2-3 zone by the Gryphons. Three-point shot attempt by Devin Klobusnik, no good, and the Plugs come down with the ball. Devin Valentine on the bank shot, and it's good.
Drew Valentine for two.
Drew Valentine on the shot.
Yeah, I'm glad that Drew banked that in. A lot of players,
and I think it was intentional.
Yeah, it was. A lot of players in that will try to just shoot it over the rim, and the bank shot, I think, is a lot higher percentage shot from that close in, straight into the basket.
Coach, what we need to take advantage of, Drew Valentine with another layup.
Valentine for two.
His 8-point. But Jaden Thomas is on the bench. Turtle Bell is on the bench. With two fouls.
Fouls on Speedway number 32, Valentine.
Drew Valentine with a foul for the Sparkplugs.
21, Jameer Jackson.
His first foul. Jameer Jackson to the line. Hits the first. Rune Carpenter-Jones back into the lineup for the Gryphons. Jameer Jackson hits both free throws to make it 26-23.
Wow, nice basket.
A nice layup by 21, Jameer Jackson. His 8th point on the night. Reese Walker on the jumper for the Plugs, rolls around and out, and it's going to be Speedway ball. Into the game, Corey Smith, a 6'4" sophomore for International. Speedway had the ball out of bounds, down 5, 28-23, 2:47 to go in this second quarter. Nice pass from Jevin Ruffin to Zeke Perez for the layup.
Zeke Perez for two. Ruffin with the assist.
Another one of the defensive mistakes. Got to defend from the inside out.
Yeah, that's the third time in a row that we've got. And again, I think a lot of it's just lack of communication.
Reese Walker on the jumper.
Number 24, Reese Walker.
His 4th point. Lead is cut to 3 once again. Two 3 zone. Travel. Hop with both feet. Call against Rune Carpenter Jones. The spark plug ball out of bounds. Macho returns to the lineup for Nate Metallic. Nice move by Jevin Ruffin. That's his 6th point on the night. 30-29. Layup. A short jumper by Jameer Jackson. He's got 6 points this quarter, 10 on the night. Plugs with a 3-point lead, 1 minute, or 3-point deficit, 32-29 with 1 minute left in this first half.
Sure, International's not happy with after they get that 15-0 run, but at the same time, with Jade Thomas on the bench right now, they can't be too disappointed. Still up by 3 with a minute to go. It looks like they may be holding it. I'm not sure, but they can't be totally disappointed. So I think both teams are going to go into the locker room, no matter what happens here, with some good thoughts in mind. That's the fact that we came back, and International from the fact that there's star players on the bench and they've been able to hold the lead. And I like, maybe this is the old school in me, but I like what International's doing right now. We're up 3. What they're hoping is no worse than a 3, maybe up 5, maybe up 6.
Field goal by Jackson at the end of the quarter. His 8th point in the third quarter, 12 on the night. And we will be right back with your halftime statistics.
Speedway High School is proud to have selected therapies as provider of sports medicine services. Sparkplugs would like
To acknowledge and thank Team Dr. Kimbra Zahn, an athletic trainer for Andrew Catlin, for their care of injured athletes and efforts to keep all of our athletes free. First up is Ethan Roberts. Ethan is escorted by his mother and father. Next year, he will be going to Purdue to study mechanical engineering, tech, and playing bass in the Starlighters and Twilight Nights. Ethan Roberts. Next up is Eli Collins. He is escorted by Mom Anita and Dad John. Eli will be taking a gap year and then studying music education at Ball State University. Eli Collins. Next up is Kieran DeBow. She is escorted by Mother Tiffany, Dad Zach, and her siblings. Next year, she plans on continuing her dental assisting classes at Ivy Tech or Ball State University. Carrie-Ann DeBow. Next up is Lindsay Camden. Lindsay is escorted by Sherry, David, Lisa, and Johnny. Lindsay will be attending IUPUI to study biology next year to eventually become a chiropractor. Lindsay Camden. Next, please welcome Lucy Wilson. Lucy is escorted by her parents, John and Sarah. Lucy plans to study math and accounting at Taylor University, Rose-Hulman, or the IU Kelley School of Business. Lucy Wilson. Next up, we have Daniel Saddam. He is escorted by his parents, Terry and Danny. Next year, he will have an apprenticeship in masonry. Daniel Saddam. Nicholas McGuire is our next senior. Nick is escorted by Mom Sharon, Dad John, and his sister. Next year, Nick will be going to an undetermined college to study pharmacy to become a pharmacist. Nicholas McGuire. Our next senior is Mary Davids. Mary is escorted by parents Adelo La and Abi O'Doon. She plans on attending Indiana University or Purdue University to double major in political science and computer science. Mary Davids. Next senior is Maria Negrelli. Maria is escorted by parents Karen and Joseph and her siblings. Maria plans on attending Ball State to study and major in interior design. She hopes to run her own company someday. Maria Negrelli. Our next senior is Aram Ishikbai. He is escorted by parents Circus and Nona and his brother Hike. He will be attending Purdue University to study cybersecurity. Aram Ishikbai. Chris Gomez. Chris is escorted by Mom Maria, Dad Crisanta, and his sister. Chris will be attending Purdue University to study electrical engineering and film production. Chris Gomez. Next up is Creed Jones. Creed is escorted by Mom Cindy and brother Tony. Creed will be going to IU for informatics or computer science. Creed Jones. Next up is Jeffrey Hart. Jeffrey is escorted by Mom, Dad, and brother. He plans on studying pre-med at IUPUI. Next up is Austin Shoemaker. Austin is escorted by Mother Lynette and Father Ray. He plans on attending Ivy Tech to study IT computer science. Austin Shoemaker. Seniors, thank you for your time and effort you put into the band this year, and parents and family members of our seniors, thank you for the time and talents and treasures you provided. Good luck to all our senior band members and whatever your endeavors are. One more big hand for our senior band members, please.
We are back here at Speedway High School. Scoring in the first half, leading scorer in the game is Jameer Jackson, a sophomore, number 21 from International Gryphons. Jaden Thomas has 11 for them. Javi Turtle Bell has 5. He also has 3 fouls. Jacob Zemski has 2. Shaylee Barantes, their second leading scorer on the season, averaging 18 a game, has 2. Corey Smith has 2. For the Sparkplugs, leading scorer of the first half, Drew Valentine has 8. Jevin Ruffin with 6. Elvin Camacho with 6. Carson Harrison with 3. Reese Walker with 4. Zeke Perez with 2. So, Coach, 6 different players for the Sparkplugs have scored, but 2 of them, their scores have all been on 3-pointers, Camacho and Carson Harrison, which is 9 of our 29 points. We outscored International 16-13 in the second quarter after them going on a 15-0 run in the first quarter. So the Plugs are back in the game. It would have been nice not to let them score again at the end of the half, but a 5-point lead, they've got to feel pretty good after being down 12.
First of all, this is a fun game. I really enjoy watching this game. Obviously, both teams wish they had done some things better, but I think both teams got to feel pretty good about themselves going in the locker room. We survived a 15-0 run to be only down by 5, and they had their star, Jaden Thomas, on the bench for the last 3 minutes and still have a 5-point lead. It's going to be interesting to see Reese Walker, who's done a great job so far guarding Jaden Thomas. My guess is Jaden's going to come out firing. And
Probably didn't like sitting those few
probably
minutes.
not.
He picked up his second foul.
And sometimes you let guys like that get rolling, and boy, you're in trouble. So that'll be a big key that we don't let him get on a roll. And
Tommy Turtle for him has 3 fouls. Jaden Thomas has 2, and Jameer Jackson. So their 3 leading scorers in the game right now have either 2 or 3 fouls. For the Sparkplugs, Carson Harrison has 2, and he's the only plug-in with 2 fouls. Everybody else has 1 or none. So once again, 34-29 as we get ready to start this second half. Plugs will be going from right to left on offense. Be International ball out of bounds. Correction, Speedway ball out of bounds. Once again, 34-29 as we start the second half.
with the fouls they have, it'll be interesting to see if they change up anything defensively, maybe a little less pressure or.
Carson Harrison for 3 misses. Zeke Perez with a rebound.
Good
puts
ball.
it back in.
Zeke Perez for 2.
Jameer Jackson is on fire. Second quarter had 12 points the second quarter and starts out with a 3-pointer this quarter.
And that was a tough shot. Nice pass. Good pass, Jevin.
He's counting the basket.
Foul on number 3, Veritas. Zeke Perez
Foul
with
is
the
on
basket.
Michelle Barantes. That's his second foul.
Ruthin with the assist. Basket's good. Zeke Perez at the line for 1.
I should not have mentioned he was our leading free throw shooter at the beginning
Never
of the game.
fails.
Zeke's 0 for 3 in this game. But he's got 2 field goals this quarter, 37-33 International. And I think we got a little break there. I'm not sure that was, he didn't get fouled when he was on the floor. And Barantes scores his 4th point of the game. Man-to-man defense by the Gryphons.
Good pass. Good
Nice
offense.
pass to Jevin Ruffin.
Ruthin for 2, Perez with the assist.
And that's his 8th point in the game.
That last series is just, that's total unselfishness on all 5 players' parts.
Lavelle for 2. Zeke Perez with the basket.
Perez with his 3rd field goal of the quarter. Now has 8 on the game. 41-37. Rebound by Drew Valentine. And he draws the foul.
Foul number 11.
Fouls on number 11, Rune Carpenter-Jones, his 2nd.
Drew Valentine at the line.
So all 5 players, they played pretty much just 5 players, but 4 of them got 2 fouls, and the 5th one has 3 fouls on International. So here's a case where depth may come into play. Drew Valentine hits his first free throw, 9th point on the night. And the second. Drew has 10 points, and the Plugs now trail by 2. Pass off to Reese Walker, and he scores.
Reese Walker for 2, Valentine.
We've got a tie game. I can see on that play a little bit, Jaden Thomas got the shot blocked by Drew Valentine and just trotted all the way back. Never worked to get back in good defensive position.
I think he thought he got fouled and wasn't in any hurry to convert.
The guy right now they need to slow down is the guy with the ball, 21, Jameer Jackson. Jackson on the drive. I believe it's going to be on Drew Valentine. Foul on Valentine.
Number 32, Drew Valentine.
And that'll be his second foul. Ball out of bounds by International. Thomas beats Reese Walker.
Thomas for 2.
And we have a quick timeout taken by the Gryphons.
Once again this year, scholarship.
They lead 43-41.
To provide financial help for students continuing their
4 different players have scored for each team this half.
year, students will be calling tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
And I realize I'm being Mr. Obvious here, but Jameer Jackson and Jaden Thomas are the 2 guys we've got to slow down in this second half if we're going to be successful.
It'll be interesting to see if we do anything special.
Thank you for your past generosity.
I know, talk to Coach Ben a lot in the hallways. Every once in a while there's a hint that maybe in a particular game trying to do something out of the ordinary, a box or a triangle. And it's always something you want to have in your back pocket when you go into sectional play.
Yep.
But those are the little things that can turn tables when teams aren't expecting
because
them.
teams aren't expecting
Exactly.
them, they don't see them,
Right.
something different, and you've got the defensive players to take away the 2 best or a box and 1
Yep.
and take away
Yep.
the 1 best. Drew Valentine on the dribble. Plugs trail by 2.
Wow, taking a chance
And that's
there.
going to be the 3rd foul.
Number 4, Jaden Thomas.
That's his 3rd foul.
That cannot be what International, from the coach's perspective, want to see. A reach-in foul about 30 feet from the basket. Ooh, that's close.
Carson Harrison for 3, no good.
Yep.
We're going to have a foul on Zeke Perez.
Zeke Perez on the foul.
And that was just simply a case over the back.
Yep.
So the Gryphons still lead by 2. International 43, Sparkplugs 41.
Substitution for the Plugs, Elvin Camacho.
Elvin Camacho comes into the game for Carson Harrison. Inbounds comes into Michele Barantes, to Javi Turlobel. Now back to Barantes as he drives on Elvin Camacho. Misses. Shortest guy on the floor comes down with a rebound.
Oh, shoot. I think he had a wide open layup, Tom.
And we give an uncontested layup to Jameer Jackson. The lead widens to 4.
You know, I see a lot of players collegiately and pros, shooting what I would call a teardrop.
Technical's been called on number 11. Rune Carpenter Jones not getting the ball to the official.
One of the very best players I ever saw shoot that little floating teardrop was Billy Keller when he played for the Pacers, and he was a master. That's a tough shot. As I said earlier, I'd rather see guys take a jump shot and from the front of the basket shoot a bank shot like early in the game when Drew Valentine did that.
Valentine hits the first of the technical free throws.
Oh, got a good roll.
A good roll there. Plugs trail by 2 and a chance to tie it up or take a lead.
Nate Metallic checked in for the Plugs.
Has some confusion over at the scorer's table.
If my score is right, Speedway has not held the lead since about 5 minutes in the first quarter. We were ahead 7-5, and it's when International went on that run, and they've held on to the lead ever since then.
.225 left in this third quarter. Plugs trail by 2. Drew Valentine with a jump shot misses. Ball pulled down by Corey Smith. Jaden Thomas now out of the game temporarily. Nice spin move, but he didn't shoot it. Corey Smith with a shot, misses. Zeke Perez comes down with a rebound. Nate Metallic with a good pass to Jevin Ruffin, and he misses the layup. Plugs trail by 2. 2 good opportunities, a wide open jump shot by Drew Valentine, and then a layup by Jevin Ruffin. The Gryphons throw it away, and it's Sparkplug ball. And now the referee's changing his mind. I think that's the right call.
Yeah, I thought
I think
it
was off of us. Like we said in the first half, the Plugs need to. I hate they miss the scoring opportunities when Thomas is not in the game.
We've had
my guess they're probably going to try to hold the ball a while and slow the game down with him being out of the game. Holding it for the last shot, probably like they did at halftime. Javi Turtlebell gets his own miss, puts it back in for a 4-point lead. Reese Walker on the drive misses the layup. So the Sparkplugs in the half with 2 missed layups. Could have tied the score, but they trail by 4 after 3 quarters, 47-43.
Speedway outscored the Gryphons 14-13 in that quarter, but boy, you nailed it correctly. We can't get to that lead. Our last lead was 7-5, and a lot of chances to get the game tied up, and we just can't get it there. But got another quarter to go. You know, this being our last home game of the year, our last broadcast too. I want to give a big shout out to three guys across the floor that work at all the home basketball games. They work football games. Mr. Newland, who's been here doing this for 25 years probably, Donnie Watson, and Steve Spear, who all volunteer their time to do this. And that's the cool thing about high school sports is people volunteer to do things, and they're three good ones, and a lot of things couldn't happen without people like that.
Absolutely. Total agree. The defensive effort by Carson Harrison. The ball will remain with International. They've gone back to their starting lineup, which has played most of the game. Thomas scores his 15th point on the night.
You know, he's tried to do that a couple times. Good scorers, when they don't get the ball on the perimeter, especially when they have a height advantage, will go inside. And he's tried that a couple times, but Reese Walker's done a great job. And that time he just wasn't quite tall enough to take that shot away. Just kind of watch to see what they do with Jaden Thomas here. If they continue to put him inside or let him float around the perimeter like he did a lot in the first half.
Well, they lead by 6, and at the end of both quarters, they're capable of slowing down the game and holding the ball. Thomas missed.
Reese Walker on the foul.
Come up with an offensive or a defensive rebound, but Reese Walker fouls Jaden Thomas, and that's Walker's second. Will give the Gryphons the ball back. Thomas scores again and has 17.
That's a big
Camacho
basket.
for 3.
That's a big basket.
His third 3 on the night for Elvin Camacho.
We need to hang close here.
Plugs lead now, or Plugs deficit now 5. Jaden Thomas on the shot misses. We'll give him those.
Yeah. Nice basket.
Nice reverse layup by Reese Walker. His 8th point. I was hoping Drew would shoot that. We passed up some layups. Camacho passed one up earlier.
Absolutely.
Need to take advantage when we get in there. And now it's back to a 3-point game. 6:10 remaining in this first half.
Tom Jackson reminds me of C.J. Walker, who played for Tech and plays for Ohio State now.
Nice steal by Nate Metallic, and turned around, made the bad pass. The foul is going to be on Nate Metallic. Plugs trail by 3, but the ball goes back over on the turnover to the Gryphons.
I love coaching from up here, but I think if I was international, I'd somehow get Jackson to get as many posts up as possible at this, because we have a really hard time stopping him inside. Nice cut.
Sparkplugs get beat back door, and Javi Turlabel scores his 11th point of the night, and the lead goes back to 5. Drew Valentine on the drive, the left-handed layup, and that's his 14th point on the night. Plugs go back down to a 3-point deficit. Thomas for 2 more, goes back to 5. Don't think you can play totally in front of him like
No,
we
you
did
can't.
then, but I don't know that you can play behind him either.
But our perimeter defender has to do a better job on the ball to make sure that that pass inside is as difficult as it can be.
Nate Metallic on the miss. Jacob Zumsky brings the ball down, gets it over to Barantas. And that'll remain international ball. Into the game is Jevin Ruffin replacing Nate Metallic.
For international. Devin Ruffin for Speedway.
5-point deficit. 4 minutes, 5 seconds remaining in the ball game. The Plugs have got to come up with that loose ball, and they do.
Nice
The
steal.
Drew Valentine on the basket.
And Drew Valentine scores the layup.
Full timeout
Full
taken.
time taken out by the Gryphons is I think Jaden Thomas turned his ankle when he tried that shot inside, or it appears he did. Speedway's trainer coming down to check on him. Looks like he has an ankle brace on to begin with. He may have had ankle trouble earlier in the year. So the Plugs trail 55-52, 3:52 remaining in the game. You know, I wonder if we get down closer, if we stay in this deficit. Early in the game, the press kind of bothered International a little bit. It'll be interesting to see if that comes back into play. I hope it doesn't, because I hope we get a lead and don't need to press. But we've certainly got to take care of the ball with 3:52 remaining in the game. Drew Valentine with a great steal and layup.
You know, looking back on our previous games, we've had a lot of opportunities here at the end of games. We've been in a lot of them. The Lutheran game, Western Boone was a great game. Lebanon, we were down 4 at halftime. Cascade lost by a couple.
Talk about press, and the Plugs got it
You
on.
called it. You called that one. And we'll see how they operate here with.
Well, if I'm International, my best player sitting on the bench with a turned ankle, I'm going to be real patient with the ball. And as I say early in the game, they did a pretty good job of that.
Yeah, they did.
And I imagine they're going to want the ball in 21's hands a lot.
Wow.
Although Javi Turlabel gets his 4th point of this quarter. The lead goes back to 5. Valentine with a layup. His 6th point this quarter, 18th point on the night. I think there's potential for a charge, taking a charge on
There is. There's been
on Jackson as well.
That was on Carson Harrison.
Carson Harrison's 3rd foul.
Jameer Jackson is the
There,
one.
Jackson will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, this is an international team that if they stay together, improve, next couple of years could present a big challenge to a lot of teams. There are a lot of talent on this team. You know, how many times in the last couple of years have we talked about 4 points doesn't sound like a lot or 5, but what difference it is down by 3 or 4 as opposed to being ahead, and we just can't get over that hump tonight.
No. Drew Valentine, another layup, and it goes back down to 3. Jackson with his 21st point on the night. We said earlier the leading scorer, Jaden Thomas, second leading scorer for them, Michele Barantas.
We got a foul to give if we have to.
Ruffin with a 3-point shot, no good, and International comes down with the ball.
Oh wow, that's a nice, bad miss on the International part. Good look.
Lynn Carpenter-Jones misses the bunny inside. Drew Valentine takes it all the way, gets the layup, and gets fouled.
Fouls on number 11, Carpenter-Jones.
Foul is on Carpenter-Jones. Rune Carpenter-Jones his 4th.
Step into the line to shoot 1 for Speedway.
And Drew Valentine's going to go to the line for the opportunity for the old-fashioned 3-point play. He has 10 points this quarter, 22 for the night. Now 23 on the night as the Plugs cut it to 2, 61-59. Foul will be on Reese Walker, his 3rd.
Fouls on team number 24, Reese Walker.
Jameer Jackson goes to the line for, called on the floor, I'm sorry. Jackson gets the inbounds pass.
Minute 18, we're down 2. We don't have to, we don't want to play hard defense, but we don't need to take wild chances. They will be shooting their next. I think we might have missed one there.
I believe that man needed a suitcase for that move
Yeah,
they made
yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
Fouls on Carson Harrison. Jackson at the line shooting 2.
Harrison with his 4th foul. Jackson now 5 for 5 on the night. And now 6 for 6 from the free throw line on the night.
They average 60 points a game, so they're just right above it.
Carson Harrison for 3, no good. Zeke Perez with a rebound. Misses the shot inside.
Good hustle.
Reese Walker with a rebound.
Reese Walker with the rebound and basket.
And the basket. Plugs call a timeout. 63-61, 37 seconds left.
You know, that last little offensive rebound kind of epitomizes this team the whole year. A lot of grit, a lot of never quit. 2 or 3 offensive rebounds there on that last play.
You know, looking at the free throws on the night, Javi Turlabell is 1 for 2 from the free throw line. He's the only one to miss a free throw tonight. Correction, Jaden Thomas missed the second one. Thomas is out with a bad ankle. LaBelle has missed 1 free throw. They certainly don't want to foul Jameer Jackson. He's hit 6 in a row. The Plugs have got 37 seconds, so there's time for steal attempts and all that.
We don't have to take the big gamble right away. Obviously, what most teams do in this case is you're going to go for a steal in the backboard hard. If you don't get it, you can afford to wait a little bit.
Zeke Perez with the foul. Tour LaBelle will go to the line for the 1-on-1. He, like we said a moment ago, is 1 for 2 from the free throw line.
Scott Adams is calling for a, and I would agree with, if I was in his shoes, I would be begging for the same thing. That was pretty close to an intentional foul. You got to be a little bit careful on how we do that.
Hits the first free throw.
You know, we talk about different styles of free throws. Watch his feet, Tom. The last, he was probably about, now this time he's a little closer. He was about 10 inches behind the line that last time. Maybe not quite 10, but he moves his right foot. A little unusual, but it goes in.
Tour LaBelle hits both free throws.
Plenty of time.
Timeout taken, International. After the game, please be courteous and help pick up any trash in your area and place in the receptacles located throughout the gymnasium. We appreciate your assistance.
Quick check here. I think the Plugs have missed 6 free throws tonight.
Wow.
The Gryphons have missed 2 on the night. 2 big ones there by Javi Tour LaBelle. 34.9 seconds to go. Plugs trail by 4.
Not exactly sure which sectional they're in. Looking from pass, I know University's got a good team.
I think University's gone up to 2A though this year.
So I don't know. I should have looked to see who they're in, but this is a nice team.
I know Metropolitan is in their sectional.
Okay. This is a nice team. They a lot of young players, man. Of course,
There are no seniors on
No.
the team. But the Plugs have got to get a quick score and steal.
it doesn't have to be a 3.
No. Nope.
Matter of fact, I would guess it, unless we get a wide open 3, my guess is it will not be a 3. Nice
Valentine on the field goal.
Valentine for 2.
19 seconds left. Plugs trail by 2.
That was good patience. I mean,
Still in the 1-on-1.
30-second timeout taken by Speedway.
we could have got
So
a
you
little.
try to get a steal on the inbounds. If you don't get it, you got to foul quickly.
I think in the last couple of times they've gotten the ball inbounds rather easily. They got the ball down the court rather easily. But you're right. I've seen plays before in situations like this where the defensive team, who is us, actually takes a charge as everybody's going to the ball. It'd be interesting to see if that opportunity presents itself.
The guy that has the ball.
Whoa, look at that. Get in there, Jevin.
Jalen Ruffin ties it up with 3.5 seconds to go. That was a great hustle play by Drew Valentine.
Timeout taken by International.
Drew Valentine and the rest of Sparkplugs look like they don't want to lose this last home game of the year. This has been a fun game to watch.
Drew Valentine's got 13 points this quarter, 25 for the game. Nice strong layup there by Jevin Ruffin.
Well, we got 3.5. What we want to do here, and
I think our task here is to play behind them and make them catch the ball going toward the ball.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I think everybody on the coaching staff would agree with that.
Exception may be you might try to stay in front of 21 as long as you don't foul him.
Wonder if this won't be a tip play here. I've seen these plays.
Sparkplugs take another timeout.
I've seen these plays before too, where, and this is the old Bryce Drew play from years ago against Mississippi in NCAA, where you throw the ball in the middle of the court, he's not going to catch it, but he's going to tip it to either side, and you get a really nice three-pointer at the buzzer.
Northwestern earlier this year.
I'm a Purdue fan, and my knuckles were white. That was a tremendous play. For those people who didn't see it, it was the same time. It was 3.5 seconds.
And you don't see that very often. Jumping out of bounds. I mean, you see it, but it's been a while since I've seen that.
Across the court, the inbounder stepped in and took off. And he was wide open, as you just said. He was running toward his basket, and all you could do was hope that he didn't hit that shot. But that was with 3.5 seconds to go as well. Their setup, they were in a little different setup before. Coach, we got another overtime game. February 13th. On a Thursday night, we played Western Boone here and won in an overtime game. We lost in an overtime game at Cascade, 56-54. So this is third overtime game of the year. A little bit unusual, but again, that shows the progress that this team has made. We have to nickname our team the Cardiac Kids. Not very original, but
Plugs outscored them 22-18 the last quarter. So we'll play an additional 4 minutes here. Zeke Perez jumping against Durantes, and Perez comes up with a tip. Although he's 3 inches shorter, the Plugs will start the overtime with the ball. Perez with a bad pass and a layup at the other end by Jameer Jackson. His 25th point on the night. He and Drew Valentine both with 25. Reese Walker's shot is blocked by Jameer Jackson. Talked all year long about the no quit in the Sparkplugs, and that was once again evident tonight. Hopefully they can turn this around. Jameer Jackson has really impressed me tonight.
One of the better players I think we've played against this year. For 5'10".
Reese Walker's going to pick up his 4th foul.
I'm going to bring back another name from way past, who he reminds me of. Played in Marion County. He was a 5'11" player for Cathedral named Noble Duke. He was left-handed, and he was a tremendous high school player.
That's his first miss on the night. Devin Ruffin is going to go to the line. Foul is on Javi Turlabel, his 4th.
Devin Ruffin at the line.
Ruffin hits the first. And Ruffin fouls Jameer Jackson. He's going to go to the line with a double bonus.
You know, once again, we had a lead at 7-5. We were tied at 7-7. We have not had a lead. We've got some chances.
Carson Harrison returns for
Jackson
Speedway.
hits this one. The 2-point deficit, 2:31 to go in overtime. Now a 3-point deficit. Jackson's got 27. Reese Walker for 3 misses. Foul number 20, Elvin Camacho. Shel Barantes goes to the free throw line. He's 2 for 2 from the free throw line tonight. Second leading scorer, we said earlier, averaging 18 points a game, and their leading rebounder, averaging 8 a game. They have been phenomenal from the free throw line.
How many times have we talked about how important? This is something that any player can improve on in the summer, right here.
So the Plugs now trail by 5, 1:56 to go.
I have no idea how he got through.
Drew Valentine scores. Plugs trail by 3, 1:29 to go. Nice hustle play by Carson Harrison. Macho just couldn't pull the trigger, couldn't get a handle on the ball. Carson Harrison for 3, and he hits it. Plugs have got it tied up.
We don't want to foul.
Timeout taken by the Gryphons. Tie score at 71.
Full timeout taken by International.
A little better than being down 5 than we were 20 seconds ago.
And as you've said many times, all this for $5 to see. This is
So you Coach Bennett. Tie score. They got the ball.
defensively, I'm just going to kind of continue to do what I'm doing. I would be shocked if they took anything other than a wide open layup, but they might. But I would
Talked all along, it'd be great to draw a charge.
Yes.
Somewhere.
My guess would be the International is going to spread us out. They've done it three or 4 times tonight.
My guess would be they're going to get the ball in the hands of number 21, and he's going to keep it as long as he can. I'm not sure I wouldn't move Drew Valentine to him. Reese Walker's got 4 fouls. Yeah. Drew Valentine's got 2, but they're going to stick with who's been guarding him.
At the same time, 40 seconds is a long time to hold it as well. We all know that.
Yeah. But we got to be aggressive too. You
Yeah.
can't let them. Don't want to foul though. We called it.
I call it.
A charge.
Foul on number 3, Morenton.
Speedway will have the ball out of bounds. Coach Bennett calls a timeout.
Absolutely. You called it.
Full timeout taken by Speedway.
That was a good job by Carson Harrison. Did his ground, want this charge. It was a correct call.
And a little surprised that they made the move to the basket, but
I am too. You know, in that situation, I'm sure you did something similar, the same thing of red, yellow, and green. At that point in time, only one you're taking is a wide open layup, and that certainly wasn't a wide open layup. So 16 and a half seconds to go. Sparkplugs are on the 1-on-1.
I think this is the first time we've had a chance to take the lead on a possession, I believe. We had a chance to tie it up a couple times.
Carson Harrison will inbound the ball. Comes into Drew Valentine.
How to shoot it.
Drew Valentine misses the jumper, and we're going to go to second overtime. second overtime, tied at 71. And this time, International comes up with the jump ball at the start of overtime. We've got a foul on International. It's on number 10, Jacob Zemski. His first.
That was a little bit of a wild shot. Not much of a chance for that to go in.
Carson Harrison is going to go to the line. Javin Ruffin with a great effort comes up with the offensive rebound. Score still tied. Drew Valentine for three, and he hits it. Speedway's got their first lead they've had since it was
7-5.
And that is Valentine's 30th point on the night.
Wow.
Timeout now taken. We'll see 21 come back into the game would be my guess for the Gryphons. I think Coach took him out. He wasn't very happy with that shot. And I don't think Jameer liked being taken out.
You're exactly right, and I think it's a good move on the coach's part.
Yes.
It's a teaching moment.
.220 left in this second overtime. Score Speedway 74, International 71. Jameer Jackson back into the lineup. The body language on Jameer Jackson is not very good right now. One of two things going to happen. He's either going to get aggravated and on fire, or he's going to back out of the situation.
There again, two young stars as they got. Sometimes immaturity can be a detriment, especially at this point in the season.
We've got another charge, and that's 5 on LaBelle. We've talked about those potential charges all night long, Coach. And it's come to fruition here in the overtime and in second overtime.
I was a little worried about that one. I thought maybe we had turned just a little bit and didn't hit square, but I always thought that anytime somebody went into the lane and they were out of control, it should be a charge no matter what. But
Coach Bennett calling out fist. The offense are going to run down here. Drew Valentine brings the ball up the floor. Plugs lead by 3.
think we're going to have to hit some free throws here too.
Nice pass from Jevon Russman to Zeke Perez. And that's Perez's 10th point on the night.
Wow.
Amir Jackson for 2 for his 29th point of the game. We're going to have a foul on number 3. Shayla Barantes. Plugs now in double bonus, and Drew Valentine will go to the line.
Camacho back into the game. Valentine at the line.
71% free throw shooter. Probably shouldn't have said that.
3-point lead. Valentine, his first miss on the night. He had hit 5 in a row up to that point. He hits that one. 31st point. Wow. The big 3 from Michelle Barantes. It's his 9th point. And we've got a 1-point game with 1 minute to go in second overtime. We've got a foul on Jacob Zumsky, his second. Carson Harrison will go to the line.
Harrison at the line.
Carson Harrison, a 70% shooter, misses the first of a double bonus.
See if he adjusts on this one. That was well short. Good one.
Hits the second one. Plugs lead by 2.
No idea what their statistics are, but my guess
Rune
would be,
Carpenter-Jones now has 5 fouls.
my guess would be that was not probably a shot that they really wanted. But that's easy to say when you're
Barantes, their second leading scorer, 18 points a game. He's got 9 so far this game.
The line shooting for Speedway.
Now into the game, Ben Mackey. Plugs now with a 3-point lead on the free throw by Drew Valentine. Gets the second for his 33rd point of the night. Jackson short on the jump shot.
Zumsky with the foul. Drew Valentine at the line.
Valentine hits his 4th free throw in a row. Jaden Thomas back in for the Gryphons.
name of the game here, rebound.
82-76, 6-point lead. A drive all the way by Jameer Jackson. He misses. Now they're going to foul Valentine again. As I said a minute ago, it go one of two ways with Jackson.
Yeah.
And he was over there and the coach, you're exactly right, the coach did what he should have done. But he's turned around and all he's done is hang his head since then. Valentine's going to go back at the line. Double bonus. Sixth straight free throw in this second overtime. Missing the first one, hit 6 in a row now. Now they're going to take Thomas back out. I think they can see 7-point deficit, not worth risking his ankle for. (84-76). I think the key for the Plugs, they need to score in the 80s.
Yeah. Good win.
Good victory for the Sparkplugs, 84-76, the final, as they beat the International Gryphons.
Good way to send the seniors off.
We'll be right back with the scoring from tonight's game and interview Coach Charles Bennett. We are back here at Speedway High School where the Sparkplugs won an exciting 84-76 double overtime victory over the International Gryphons. Probably didn't lead the game very many minutes, but it counts on who's leading at the end, and that was the Sparkplugs tonight. Quickly, the scoring for International, their leading scorer was Jamar Jackson, who had 29 points. Jaden Thomas had 19. Javier Turlo Bell was 15, and those were the three players in double figures for International, 76 points. For the Sparkplugs, Drew Valentine, Jr., 5'7", shortest player on the floor, had 37 tonight. Zeke Perez had 10 and an important 10. Jevin Ruffin had 11. Big free throw in overtime, the first overtime for the Sparkplugs. Reese Walker had 10, Elvin Camacho 9 on 3 threes, and Carson Harrison had 7 with 2 threes and 1 of 3 from the free throw line. I haven't totaled up all the free throw things, but I'm sure that International, I think they only missed 3 free throws the entire game. But the Plugs nevertheless come home with a victory, and Coach, thoughts?
Well, you said it a minute ago. I think 80s are our friends. We scored 83 against Western Boone in an overtime game and won. You know, I mentioned this earlier. Last night there was a college game where a team was down, Eastern Illinois was down by 27 points with 11 minutes to go in the game, and they won. And it's kind of a similar thing here, not within the game, but I'm sure earlier in the season, and maybe even midway in the season, there were some people that thought this is a loss. We're not going to get much better. We're going to be kind of stuck here. We're not shooting the ball well. We're not very tall. And this team, in a sense, like that team last night in a shorter span, has shown us that it's never over until it's over. And this team getting better and better, and doing a lot of things better than they did earlier in the year. They're shooting the ball better. They've played hard all year. They're sharing the ball. better. I think Coach Ben has talked many times, but our nemesis when we don't play well has been turnovers, as it was early in this game. And as long as we can control that, everything else you do as well as you can do. If you get the ball inside and it gets blocked, you're doing things right. But we're doing a lot of things right now.
You just hit on a point that I hadn't thought about. I would guess, and we don't keep turnovers up here, the number of turnovers in a game, but looking back on this game, it seemed like we made more turnovers in the first 6 minutes of the game than we made in the rest of the game, and I'm sure that's not the case, but it can't be too far from
I don't think
off,
too far off.
because you look back at the 2 overtimes, we just scored.
Yeah.
We didn't turn it over. When we did miss, obviously either got the rebound or it went back to International, but we didn't give the ball back to them.
Correct.
Like they did to us in some cases, with 2 offensive charges in the overtime and the second overtime that are huge plays, which called one of their starters to foul out. That was his 5th foul. Javi Turlobel's 5th foul was on a charge. And as you just said, the Sparkplugs haven't given up.
No.
They play hard, and like I said earlier, the shortest guy on the floor with 37, he was hot. A lot of them were layups and drives to the basket. They were not jump shots. Looking back, the only 3 he hit was in the second overtime.
Wow.
But just a great victory for Speedway tonight. For the seniors, as you mentioned a minute ago, last time on the floor, they'll play at this court.
I'm going to add too, Tom, our band was tremendous. Bring a lot of life to the gymnasium, and they have a good time, and they entertain the crowd, and it was just a great way for the seniors to go out on our home court.
Well, we'll wrap up right now, but we'll be right back with a visit with Coach Charles Bennett. Coach, that was a great win tonight. Plugs come away with an 84-76 victory in double overtime.
Just 2 things, and we'll make it quick tonight because the crew's been here a long time. Happy for our seniors. Talk about what great kids they are. We talk about being good people, good students, being good basketball players. Their combined GPA of all 4 of them, 3.22, 3 of 4 are going to get academic honors diplomas. So extremely happy for the seniors. And on the plus side, also happy for our entire team and program, because to battle like that in that kind of game and with those kind of circumstances is awesome. It's late. Let's get out of here. Sign off. These guys have been here all year doing games, so appreciate that.
One last thought. A term used widely today is grit, and your team has grit, and they proved that tonight. They've done it all year, but tonight it provided the fruits of victory tonight.
It did, yes.
With that. So with that, I'm Tom Smith, Ron Probst, head coach Charles Bennett. On behalf of Brian Pierce and Bill P. and the whole crew at SCTV, we say thank you for watching, and we will see you next year.